And good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Benji Lewis Coaches Show. We are broadcasting live from Catahoula's Restaurant on Desert Street in Monroe. I am Mike Downhour. This is Desmond Lighton, two-way starter at Washita, went on to be an All-American at McNeese, went on to play Canadian Football League.
Sound good.
Man, I'm impressed. Just impressive.
I'm grateful to be here with
and
you
this
fine
guy
fellas.
is AD, head football coach, and that is Benji Lewis. Congrats, man. Welcome to the show. And how'd you handle having a week off?
Well, it was good. It's always good to have that week off. I don't know how much we, want to continue doing it in the future, but when you have it, you make the most of it. You got some nicks and bruises from the fall camp leading up to week 3.
Yeah.
We were able to rest some of those guys or get them a little more, treatment and still practice 4 days, enjoy the weekend off. We're fresh, ready to go.
Not only is it that, you went back to a Thursday night game.
Yes.
So you hadn't played football in 2 Fridays now.
That's right.
What is that though, Coach? The saying that coaches hate bye weeks. Where does that come from? What is it?
Well, my staff has not really been a part of one. The first year that we were here and I was coordinator, we were supposed to have one.
And it got filled.
And it got filled with the Dutchtown game due to storms and stuff.
Yeah.
So they've not had one. I come from a place where we used to have one every year, and it was usually week 10. And that week I liked it, but a couple of my coaches have come up like, I hate this.
Yeah.
Get out of your rhythm.
Yeah, but we've made the most of it. Like I said, is it ideal? No, we'll probably try to change that, but if we do, we'll continue to make the best of it.
Well, Coach, let's go back another week before that, and let's talk about that game, that Sterlington Panther game.
Yeah.
I believe it was 8-8, and then it was, and then it
toward
was
the end of the first quarter. It was
right, and then it was all Lions after that. So talk about that game and how you guys prep for it and how you feel the outcome.
Sure. Well, obviously, you come out of a 3-week stretch where you're playing spread teams. Well, 4 weeks if you count, your scrimmage game against Parkway. We saw teams, minimal tight ends, very little tight ends, not many tight ends hands down on the line of scrimmage. So you go to a 21 personnel, and most every run with Sterlington this year is between the tackles, and you got to contend with something completely different. For guys that are fighting reach on zone to all of a sudden gap blocking and cut blocking and things like that. It was a tremendous change for those guys. And so that first drive that Sterlington scored went down. We're able to do some good things to get the ball, in the end zone, and we got them to the side and just told them, calm down. Things are okay. They're not blowing us off the ball up front. And, from there on, I felt like that we had it, kind of in control. They still did some good things here and there.
Yeah.
But as the game progressed, where usually teams like that, they take over in the second half, that offensive line starts wearing. I thought it was the exact opposite that our defensive line wore down that offensive line.
Yeah. To that point, Coach, you talked about you felt like our defensive line started to impose themselves. Most of these games, they kind of ebb and flow, right?
Mm-hmm.
At what point in that game do you think the kids started to say, okay, we can snap? When did we snatch control from them? What happened?
I think, about mid-second quarter, I think that when we scored to go up 21 right there, right before the half, 22, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
I think there and then they said, man, we can kind of take control of this game, And then going into the second half, they came out of the locker room. We talked about we were in that position several times last year where we were either ahead or trailing by 7 or less.
Yep, game still kind of in flux.
Yeah, and we come back out, and at times we laid an egg. We didn't do enough, And we talked about that with both offensive and defensive players at the half that, you've got to come out and play like it's 0-0. And I think they did. I think they finally answered that call and said, we're going to come out and play with the same tenacity, the same aggressiveness that we played with in the first half. And when you did that and put our athleticism on display, a Sterlington team who was at that point in time then injury-ridden because linemen were going out just because of the physicality of it,
Right.
I think they were playing with a few more injuries than what they might have previously let on. And look, tip of the hat to them. They're going to figure things out. They're going to win some games, this year. I think they'll be a playoff team, and Coach Doty does a great job. Before that game and after that game, he does a great job. But our guys, just that night, we were able to impose our will. Like I said, defensive line. Really, I could name, Cody Kelly, linebacker, had a great night.
Dylan turnovers.
Dylan obviously did. Petey Jones, very opportunistic. I don't think that he played that play very well.
Yeah.
If I'm honest.
What you say? If you're gonna be wrong, you better be right.
That's it. And he kind of widened out, but what he did was he used his athleticism to get back to the ball carrier. He strips it, and I thought he had the play before too, if I'm honest. I think that was a fumble the play before that they called down.
Yep.
But he gets it out, and then down on the goal line, Jamarcus Jacobs picking it up and showing his athleticism off and going about 90 plus to the house.
Man,
Shout out to AC.
No doubt.
Super Striders.
Yep. So those obviously those big turnovers, man, and that our one focus is just to try to keep a team like Sterlington off schedule. If you're on schedule, you've got the whole playbook. You start getting off schedule, a team like that spends that much time on the veer, it's a lot harder for them to the pass offense is not some big wide open thing. It's built off of their offense, and so you want to keep them there because that's not what they want to do.
Well, that was an adjustment after the first drive, because the first drive, they did exactly what they wanted to do. They went that 3 or 4 yards every time, marched it down the field, they scored. I mean, it was like I remember talking to Des about it in a break. It's like, how do you stop that all night long?
Yeah.
You've got to get them out of their routine, and
Right.
you guys did that.
Well, go ahead, Nick.
And you talked about keeping them off schedule. Talk about the game plan. How important is it for the kids, for the young men, to understand the game plan and execute it at this level? How are y'all harping on that?
Well, it's very important because what we do, I'll equate it like this. If I'm a pitcher that only throws fastballs, but I'm a great fastball pitcher, somebody's going to eventually take me out of the park because that's what I'm throwing. The same thing with a defensive coordinator, a defensive game plan versus veer. If they see they have something and that's all you're doing, it gets easy. They know what they have, what they don't have, and they have it the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
We like to go into something like that with three different plans that we can go to, 3 different looks, completely different looks, responsibilities. What's important about that is the kids have to know that, or else it's just a Chinese fire drill.
Exactly. They don't understand why they're doing when they're
That's
doing
right.
it.
So it takes time, and what we like to do is just piece it up. Like if we can on anything, whether it's a veer team or whatever, we like to show a certain personnel or what we're doing a certain way, run all the plays against it on Monday. And Tuesday come back, try to do that as much as we can. Sometimes, team does a lot or we're not doing as much, and so it kind of mixes. But I think when you compartmentalize it like that, show the same plays against those different fronts, and that's kind of how we do it. Is so everything that you do that day, we try to relate to that look or that that concept.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So when they see it in the game, it's not the first time.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's right.
I've seen this before.
Yeah.
One other thing about a bye week is you get to heal up nicks and dings and all that.
Yep.
Talk about your team, how they, who needed help, and where are you now?
We had Dylan Berryman had a little wrist sprain. It was going to be nothing. If we'd have played last week, it was nothing that would have kept him out. But that's the good thing. You're able to rest him there. He did some endo work, and that was about it. He didn't go in any of our contact stuff last week. Seneca Battle had a small, strain, and he's continuing to nurse that this week.
Okay.
But it gives you that extra week of being able to heal that up, where you're not trying to hurry a guy and say, hey, we got to go, we got to get it now.
Yeah.
You got an extra week to be able to do that. And with Dylan, obviously a big piece of the puzzle. He would have played, but it gives him that week of where he don't have anything on it, and he can heal it.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So, Coach, we talked about how we snatched the victory away. We're able to kind of maybe learn something in that game against Sterlington.
Yeah.
Did we apply that in practice? And when did we switch from Sterlington? All right, we got that victory. When did we switch over and start preparing for Franklin Parish?
We went us versus us. Didn't really bring anything in. We had looked at it as coaches, Franklin Parish, and we took some concepts that are similar, us and them, and we said, well, we'll work these offensively and defensively. We introduced Franklin Parish Thursday to the players, and we had a Thursday practice, which kind of came an extra Monday practice for us, where it was an intro. We introed the film, kind of talked about preliminary what we wanted to do. Obviously we had not really started game planning yet hard and fast.
Yeah.
But we talked about who the personnel was, what we thought, what we liked, what we didn't like. And then we went out and practiced that Thursday and, kind of got a little early start on it.
Yeah. That's the big misconception. I think for a bye week is people think that teams start the game plan immediately for we've been game planning for 2 weeks. That's not actually the case.
I think you take more time and say, what did we do wrong the first 3 weeks?
Yeah.
And you say, let's work on that. Let's work situations where, something didn't happen right here or we missed something here. And I think if you don't do that, that's exactly, any coach is going to turn on that film and they're going to go back and forth and they'll say they didn't do that well there. And they're going to try, if they can, to get that in their offensive game plan.
Hey, self-scout.
That's it. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think everybody does. And, I learned this from a very, very smart defensive coordinator, coach at Notre Dame of Crowley. Coach, I forget his last name now, but one of the best. And he said, I always go through and 3 or 4 of my plays in scout for the next week is the plays we messed up on or gave up big stuff on the week before. He said, because that team's going to find out how to do that.
That's right.
And so we do that as well.
That's smart.
Yeah.
All right, well, Coach, we're going to talk a lot more about Franklin Parish coming up, but you've got some coaches and players here tonight. Tell us who's here and who we'll be talking to next.
Sure. Coach Brad Tynes, offensive line coach.
Tynes.
Both our coaches are from the offensive side of the ball tonight. It was just their turn. But Coach Tynes, obviously, with homecoming week, Coach Tynes, a Ouachita graduate, man, played O-line there.
Yes, he did.
And, now has been coaching, I think, 20-plus years.
Coached me in junior high.
Yeah, I think, I know 20-plus years he's been coaching either junior high and nowhere but Ouachita or Ouachita Junior High, So Coach Tynes is here, and the offensive player that's with him is C.J. Spurs. I hate to call C.J. a cornerback or running back, a slot or anything. We just call him athlete.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yes.
And, other than Waddell Clark, that's probably the most athlete, the guy that can do anything for us. He could line up in any of 4 positions on offense and probably 2 to 3 positions on defense, as well as kick return, punt return, So, yeah, he's important to us, man, and he's doing the right things right now and having a good season. He filled in week 1 for Dade at running back. Did a good job.
Yes,
that
he did.
week had 96, 98 yards, somewhere in there.
So,
90 plus.
and he hadn't had to do that, right? So how much important having the tools where he doesn't have to do everything? I feel like players like that, when they don't have to do everything, they can do anything.
I think when you
focus.
ask him that question, he wants to, but I think he likes that he can just focus on being good at one thing. Although he wants the ball in his hand. And I told him, you can go take it away from a wide receiver and you can have it. So, but yeah, C.J. Spurs is here. And then Travis Tucker, our inside wide receiver coach, along with Coach Chance, who's outside wide receiver. Coach Tucker comes to us from Liberty High School, Liberty Magnet in Baton Rouge. He is engaged to Miss Sammy Spivey, our cheer sponsor.
I see that over there.
Coach played at Tulane coming out of high school, and then went to Southern and finished up at Southern. He's in his 4th year of coaching now. I think this is 4. He was an assistant offensive coordinator at Liberty last year, and we kind of hooked up and talked. And so he's here. And then Tedrick Reitzel, senior defensive end. We call him Teddy, but Tedrick Reitzel is here. So excited to hear what those guys will talk about with you guys.
All right, we're looking forward to it. We'll go ahead and take our first break and come back with the first set of coach and players. This is the Coach Benji Lewis Show, broadcasting live from Catahoula. We'll be right back.
If you were just in a car crash, the insurance company could already be calling you. Don't talk to them, talk to us. The call is free, and the difference could mean going into debt or getting the settlement you deserve. Pick up the phone and call us right now. Don't wait. Call Creed & Creed, 387-5800. You can count on Creed & Creed. Call today, 387-5800. Remember, Creed & Creed is all you need.
Man, I am so hungry. Do you want to go over to Coney Island?
Yep, but I won't go.
Man, let's go to Coney Island. I'm hungry. I know you like chili dogs, so let's go over to Coney Island.
Let's go to Coney Island Connection.
But Jack, they're all the same.
No, they not either. When I come out of there, I'm full and I'm happy.
Okay, well, guess what? I guess we're going to Coney Island Connection.
Let's go, brother. We on the way.
Then. All right.
Stop by Coney Island Connection, right here on the corner of North 7th and Arkansas Road.
The staff at Community Health is all about service to the community. That's, we're trying to provide access to affordable, quality health care. And so with access comes service. And so you can't do that without having good staff.
Football fans, are you ready to score big this season? Johnny's Pizza House is the winning play for every game day with our new Pizza Squad Rewards app. Download it now from johnnysph.com/app and get in the game with $5 off your first in-app order. Every order earns you loyalty points, so you can rack up rewards faster than a running back hitting the end zone. Save your favorite orders, track your deliveries, and enjoy exclusive offers, all at your fingertips. Visit johnnysph.com/app. Enjoy the Pizza Squad today. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice of game day glory.
How about now?
Check, 1, 2. Check.
Yes, I can hear.
Okay. Sorry about that. Hey, welcome back to the Benji Lewis Coaches Show. Mike Downhour, Des Lighton, and we got a couple of folks here right now that we definitely want to introduce. First of all, this guy right here, number one, Mr. C.J. Spurs. They say he's 5'9", 159. Is that true?
Yeah, I'll say that's true.
Shout out to the honesty. He's number one in the program and number one in your hearts, apparently.
Yeah.
And when I look at the program on here, it says C.J. Spurs. ATH, man. I'm looking for your position. I'm looking for, but you can play just about anything.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
well, man, how does that feel to contribute to your team that way?
I really like the ability that I have to be able to contribute anywhere on the team, because that means, like, if anybody goes down in any skill position, I can fill in and help. And it's also a big role having to know the plays on both sides of the ball and anywhere on the field, and just being able to go out there and do it.
Yeah. Look, and we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty first, though. I need you to introduce Coach first, Mike.
Okay, yeah, Coach Travis Hunter. Wait, you feeling a green wave in here? Or you feeling a Jaguar in here?
I got a personal bone. I didn't know you played for Tulane. All right, now I had a personal bone to pick with y'all. We lost to y'all my sophomore year. In a very highly contested game. But no, man.
He's a Cowboy. Mac Neese all the way.
Absolutely, man. But welcome.
He said, "Oh man."
I played with a former Tulane Green Wave, Devin Holland. Ended up going and playing with Tampa Bay. But I didn't know you played for Tulane, brother, wide receiver.
Yes, sir. And I didn't know you played for McNeese.
There we go.
So we always learning about each other. But welcome. I have a bone to pick with both of you guys. I heard that you was out here dusting one of the best athletes on the field. They had a race, apparently.
Oh.
CJ and Coach Tucker. And apparently.
Oh, this is a thing?
Yeah, it happened.
Apparently. I want y'all to tell you. Will you tell them what happened?
I want to hear y'all's version of the story.
Yeah. You want to go first?
I heard Coach Tucker won. That's all I'm saying.
Well, so it was homecoming Olympics versus students, and we did a race, a quick race down basketball court and back, and I beat him. That's all I can say.
Did he cheat?
Yeah, no, he didn't cheat. He didn't cheat, but he didn't beat me either.
Oh, the rest of the story.
You demand a recount? Like, what happened? Is this like an election? What happened?
I can say what happened was, if we wasn't in track rules, so my hand crossed the line before his body.
Oh.
But his body crossed before mine.
Oh, so we got a little conjuring. You ain't tell me that piece of
It's a brainiac thing. Okay.
All right, so what he's saying is it was contested, it was close. It should have been close, Coach.
It should have.
You know what I'm saying? My man, his hips are older than you.
Yeah.
All right.
I had to set an example. I'm the track coach as well, so I had to set an example.
So you showed you still got it, is what you're telling me.
Yes, sir.
You're also telling me that if we get into a bind, we can send you to the locker room, put some pads on. You got a few more quarters left in
Almost
you?
there.
Okay.
Come on.
All right, you guys, talk about CJ. Talk about real quick about man. Game one, you had to be the running back. You had to play in that slot, and since then you've been able to play more on defense. Talk to us about what that role change does for you on the team. You know, getting your mind straight for each game.
Really, starting off for game one, I mean, I was excited to go in and play running back, which I felt like was my natural position. But, I mean, like you guys said earlier, I can really play anywhere. But playing running back, I felt like even though we lost, I feel like I contributed a big part to the offense with MJ Dade not playing that week, which was a hurt for us because we were down the back that had been ready to play. And we all seen what he did the first time he touched the ball Wiseman game, and he did the same thing to Sterlington. I mean, we're expecting the same thing from him this week. But transitioning over to defense, I just feel like that was a spot that was my talents were more needed at, and I had been playing that role a lot during the summer, learning the defense. And, I mean, I really got it learned and down now, and I'm just wanting to compete and help out wherever I can.
Now, talk to me about this. Now, there's a player that's very famous right now that's going both ways named Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
Then do you see Travis Hunter and does seeing him go both ways in Power 5 football, does that give you hope or kind of model your game after that?
I wouldn't say necessarily I'll model my game after that, but it does give me hope knowing, okay, maybe when I get to the next level, I'll probably be able to do the same thing I'm doing now, being able to help out really anywhere, and it helps my playing time on the field, knowing more than one position, and helping my stock as well whenever I'm ready to transition over to the NFL.
And if you had to do one, what's your one? Keep it a buck, because Coach Benji already told me you wanted that pill in your hand.
Yeah, I say running back. If
Yeah.
it was up to me.
Well, man, I started calling your name out as a freshman. You know, they put you in later in some of those games, and man, who is that guy? His name's Spurs. His name's Spurs, and this cat can fly.
He was happy to see you, bro.
Yeah.
Your name was getting called. We didn't have a lot of names being called.
That's right. That's right.
Who was this Spurs character?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Coach Hunter.
Coach
Tucker.
Coach Tucker.
You got me Travis Hunter over
Coach
here.
Tucker, like we heard, so former D1 college athlete.
Yes, sir.
4th year in coaching, we here. Tell us how you end up here at Ouachita. What's the journey been like?
Journey, Mississippi man, played football at Tulane and Southern. After I finished my career at Southern, I decided to take the coaching route and started coaching at a school in Baton Rouge.
Liberty,
yes, sir. Liberty, where I served as the co-offensive coordinator and the receivers and tight ends coach. And coached there for 2 years, and then decided to transition here to Monroe to be with my fiance. And
and go ahead and introduce your fiance. We all know her, but let's let you talk about her.
Samaria Spivey, she's the head cheer coach at Ouachita and also the cheer coach of ULM, math teacher.
Multi-talented.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You hitting out your weight class, bro. That's what I'm talking about, man. Smart guy. So at what point in your playing did you know when you were playing already that you wanted to enter coaching? And what about coaching that attracted you?
It's been a dream ever since I started playing ball. Like being coached by a couple of great coaches. They basically showed me like the care for the kids. And my whole dream is to always be a mentor and a role model for the kids. So I was like, what's better to do is just coach. And as a coach, I feel like I can be a great mentor, teach the kids the game, and teach them what life's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So being a role model for them.
Absolutely. So I see you started at Tulane, but you ended up at Southern.
Yes, sir.
So you got the PWI and the HBCU experience, but you have several college experiences. Do you feel like you use your experience as some of the things you might would have wanted to hear? What you needed to hear when you were playing to teach the players?
Yes, sir. I've been coached by a lot of different coaches, of different coaching styles, and I fed on how they coach me and what could I give back, what I didn't see, and what could happen. So as a coach, that's the experience.
Are you saying you got some examples of how you say, I'll never coach like that?
Yes, sir, I do.
That was you caught that right there.
Yes.
That's good.
All right, well, guys, talk to us about Franklin Parish coming up Friday night. Undefeated team coming in that just put a whooping on Calvary. So a lot of folks are thinking, what's going on here? This is supposed to be a homecoming team. This is supposed to be but it's not. CJ, let's start with you first.
Just to piggyback off what you said about this is a team we picked for homecoming. Coach Lewis stated the other day going in, he picked this team thinking, okay, same old Franklin Parish. But this year, Franklin Parish surprised everybody. I mean, they're having a season nobody's seen from them. And I don't know, since I've been alive, we haven't seen Franklin Parish yet. But I mean, just some years you have teams that come out of nowhere and there's that guy. I mean, they beat a powerhouse team in Calvary and they're riding hard to come in and beat us on homecoming. But our whole focus is, let's not so much try to worry about what's after homecoming, but handle the game first, and everything else comes after. Because we have some guys on the team, some people that talk about, oh, I'm ready to do this on Saturday, I'm ready to do this on Thursday, but they're not worried about we have to win this game first because it's very embarrassing to lose a homecoming game.
My!
Hear that? That is a player in CJ that is checking his teammate. The coach don't hear that stuff that they're talking about in the locker room. So talk to us about what have you done to try to change the mindset in the locker room from an average to middling team, because you've been a part of that, to trying to be a great team. And what is your vision for what you want this team to be?
My focus coming in ever since we lost last year in the playoffs and those seniors moved out and we became the guys of the team was we have to be more together as a team and not so much bickering and pointing fingers. We just have to be a whole as one and stay together through the highs and lows, because at certain points last year, we would be in games, we would be losing the game, pointing fingers, cursing, all of that. But it's a much different team this year. We get along more. We, have more of a love for each other than the last year's team did, and that's really helped us out on our success that we've had.
Okay. And where do you see this team going because of that unity and bond?
I see this team could go as far as we want to, which is first winning district first and then going on to win state. But that could only happen if we just stay together and keep trusting in one another and our abilities and not trying to single ourselves out and be like, oh, I had a good game. We lost. I don't care. I played good, so it doesn't matter.
I got one for Coach. That's good stuff. I got one for Coach Tucker. I got to let you go. Coach, so you're wide receivers coach, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell us kind of what's in your purview. What are you doing on the day-to-day? What are you focusing on as far as the X's and O's and the players?
I'm focused on being the most physical group on the field. I play all my life. I played bully football.
I could see that. I could see that.
Bully football as a wide receiver.
Yes, sir.
So you love a bubble screen.
Yes, sir. I love it. I'm big on the blocking game. I'm big on when it comes to blocking, you do your job as blocking, then you get a chance to receive the ball.
Yeah.
So I'm big on being physical, and I'm big on making a play. When the ball touch your hand, you have to make a play.
Right.
So that's what I'm big on as a receiver.
All right. Well, talk to us about what I know your offense, but talk about what that Franklin Parish offense is going to do. What's CJ going to have to be looking for in that backfield?
Their quarterback, he's very athletic. He loves to run. He's run first. So thing about it, CJ just have to be physical at the point of attack. He have to come down, make a tackle, make a secure tackle, and just be disciplined. And I feel like this how the game will go. The most disciplined team will win this game.
Okay.
Now, I also noticed that Calvary's offense gave up the ball 6 times. It's hard to win a game like that, but how much of that was Franklin Parish knocking that ball loose, or how much of it was just their mistake?
It's more of just a mistake. Like discipline, you have to read your keys, know what's going on. So it was more than likely it was a mistake.
Okay. And Coach, going into, you talked about just winning Friday. Talking to your group, what is the message we have to do to win Friday?
We have to dominate every snap. We got to eliminate the penalties. Example, holding. We got to stop all the holding, all of those penalties, false starts, and we just have to believe.
Okay.
Every snap, we have to win every snap.
Okay, and so you talked about your receivers making plays. We haven't had a guy that could get the ball to the receivers the last few years. Not to throw any shade. Talk about now, how is it having a guy that you feel like he can make all the throws?
Man, it's a great feeling. It's a great feeling. It encourages the receivers to play every play to their best ability, because you never know when you get the ball, when it's time to scramble. They know when to get to open field. So it's just a great feeling for the guys.
It's easy to get somebody to block when you know you might be able to get that fade.
Yes, sir.
To you. Got you.
Well, for both of you, I want to know, this is your last non-district game. It gets really serious, after this week, but this is serious because it's homecoming. How you handling this and getting ready for what's coming?
Really, we're trying to handle this one game at a time, because we have a big game in front of us with Franklin Parish. They're not a pushover team or anything like that. So I feel as if we can handle them, we'll get a lot of power points off of them. And I feel like Franklin Parish isn't going to lose any more games considering their schedule and the way they're playing. Mm-hmm. So I feel like after Franklin Parish game, we move it to the toughest district of Louisiana, period. Some people call it the SEC. We run to the Rustins, the West Monroes, the Nevilles. Those teams, we're going to have to make sure we're really focused all week in practice, locked in, and just believing in ourselves and not doubting ourselves for a second that we might even lose the game. We just have to stay together, and that's really it.
He tried to set you up. He tried to put you to look forward, and you brought it right back. So look, Coach, 1 week at a time.
That's what he said, and that's a good answer.
So who media trained you, bro? Who gave you these skills? Who gave it? Because you're very, very wise as far as focus.
I wouldn't say anybody gave me the skills. It was just more of like, I really tend to say things off the top of my head, and I try to look more into, I'm not going to say I say what Coach Lewis would want me to say, but
you did.
I say the smart things that he would like to hear.
You got a Coach Benji Lewis filter.
Yeah, I have to filter to myself at times.
You don't see that man in your dreams at night, do you? He doesn't need to okay, just checking on that.
Good stuff. Just don't be like old boy from Alabama posting Michael Vick with dog pictures. And
no, let's not do that. Guys, best of luck Friday night, and hopefully we can talk post-game or whatever and just talk about that big homecoming victory, because you guys have got a big task ahead of you.
Sir.
All right. We appreciate y'all. Coach, any final parting words?
Final words, I just say we're going to get that win for you guys.
All right. Coach Tucker, there you go. By the way, when somebody asks you on the street, hey, man, where'd you play ball? What are you? Are you a Jag?
I say Jags.
Okay,
I
I'm just
definitely say
curious.
Jags. Go Jags.
Okay, because you're sitting next to a Tiger there, so I just wanted you to know that this Bayou Classic thing here. I just didn't want any throwing down here.
Hey, the Bayou Classic ain't looking good this year for the Jags.
Hey, all I can say, I've never lost in the Classic.
Oh, okay.
That's all that matters.
There you go. All right, we'll be back with the other side of the offensive side of the ball after this. This is the Coach Benji Lewis Show, broadcasting live from Catahoula's. We'll be right back.
Randall Garvin's Captain Avery Seafood and Specialty Meats is now open. 2 incredible and delicious institutions now under one roof. Fresh-cut steaks, stuffed meats, and wraps.
He's got fresh seafood of every kind, along with boiled shrimp, barbecue ribs, sausage, and chicken. Plus, there's always grab-and-go dishes if you're not cooking.
Randall's is also taking ham and turkey orders for the holidays.
Randall's Captain Avery Seafood and Specialty Meats, 1 block off 165 at 2607 Fur End, Monroe.
If you or a loved one have been the victim of medical negligence or a drug injury, we can help. Do what thousands of satisfied clients have done. Call Jeff Guerrero, the injury attorney, and go Guerrero.
Hi, I'm Melanie, class of 2018.
Hi, I'm Matthew, class of 2020. And our dad owns Mellis Towing.
We don't want your arm and leg, we just want your toe.
343-9998.
Go on!
Hey, football fans! Why do you think every generation since 1948 keeps coming back to Tillman Tire? Quality tires at competitive prices, sure, but our service is what keeps them coming back year after year. Tillman customers know we'll do the job right the first time and have you on your way fast. Come see us for tires and brakes Monday through Saturday. Tillman Tire and Wheel, Cypress Street, West Monroe, and Highway 80 Monroe.
Tillman Tire,
a proud sponsor of high school football.
Last hailstorm, we called Weather Pro. They came out very quickly, inspected the house, did everything we needed to do, took care of all the paperwork, and took care of it quickly. After that was done, they cleaned up everything and didn't have to worry about anything. There was no hassle, no nothing. It was great. They did a very professional job. I would highly recommend them for any job that you have for roofing needs.
Diamond Gun and Outdoor in Lakeshore. Clearly a cut above the others. Get ready for hunting season at your one-stop shop, Diamond Gun and Outdoors. Ammo, and check out the latest new and used rifles. Why hunt all over town when Diamond Gun and Outdoor in Lakeshore has everything you need, family owned and operated. Diamond Gun and Outdoor, 8203 Deserted Lakeshore, just down from Ray's PG. Diamond Gun and Outdoor, 8203 Deserted Lakeshore.
And we are back. The Benji Lewis pregame coaches show. It's not pregame yet. It's 2 days away.
Yeah.
We're broadcasting live from Catahoula's. And right now, we've got Coach Brad Tynes. Coach has been around Ouachita from junior, playing the sport at Ouachita, coached at the junior high. And how long have you been coaching at the high school, Coach?
Since 07.
My goodness.
And when you started
you push an AC chance for the longevity rule here.
Yeah, we're old. We're old. Starting to feel that way, too. You know, the old muscles and everything get sore. It takes a little bit longer to heal up now.
Des, one thing you're going to learn today, this man did 1 year of radio with us. He was our statistician, and who was it? Was it Lanny that was there, or was it? Yeah, okay.
Well, you had the brains. You had the right guy.
I remember his ACT of being, 30 what?
32.
32.
You know
See, that's what I'm saying.
Like I'm saying, Brainiac right here. Coach me in junior high. Maybe that's why I picked up some.
That's it. That's it.
And sitting right next to me here is number 51, Tedrick Reitzel. You go by T, right?
Teddy.
Teddy. Let's
Teddy
go by
Pendergrass.
Everything.
All right. Well, Teddy, 5'10", 223. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
It is right. Okay. All right. Well, talk to us about your journey this year so far, from everywhere from, 7-on-7s into Parkway scrimmage to the Bayou Jam to here we are going into week 4.
It's been great, man. Like over the summer, we started because we had the new Coach Foote come in, and so we really had to get used to it and stuff. But he's been great. He's helped us out a lot, working on our technique and stuff. And so it's
Coach, you call me Des. He don't know what to call me. He's like, do I call him Coach?
You call him Hey You.
We stay at practice. I'm a consultant. I consult with him.
Yeah. But he's been working with the starters after school. and after
Good
practice
for you. I know you told me a little bit, but I didn't realize.
to help us with our techniques and get better and stuff.
Yeah, and you guys got a great coach in Coach Foot. I got the chance to get to know Coach Foot, talk to him about what they're working with, and he said, "Hey, man, if you want to stay out and work a little pass rush, go for it." So that's what we worked on, and it's been cool. It's completely voluntary, and I must say I'm pretty proud of the starter unit that would show up after getting work in to get some extra work in after practice. That's commitment to getting better.
Well, what's it been like the last couple of games where you have been in virtually every play? Talk to us a little bit about
and
how all
what
that's
position
going.
you playing?
DN.
Okay.
So you're next to the two big, oversized, Bill Haven people movers.
Yeah, you're on the tackle. You trying to. So tell us, you rushing the quarterback and you stopping the run. So what are some things that you've been working on with Coach Foot? And what is your forte? Stopping the run and going after the pass.
Yeah. So what I've been working on with Coach Foot is squeezing down, which is like when the tackle goes down, like a down block, I gotta squeeze so
From that
if a
five.
kick is coming.
Yeah.
If a kick coming and stuff like that. And
You did that a lot against that Veer, huh?
oh,
He
the-
loves that
Third
here.
man,
Love that.
Yeah. It just made my job really easier. I got to trust my teammates and stuff, so it was just real simple that game. And working into the pass rush, that's not my strong suit, but I'm getting better at it. Like Coach Foot helped me a lot and stuff on like keeping my hands swiping and all that good stuff.
So talk to us about your unit, man. We got a couple of big dogs right inside of you, and on the other end of you, and PD Jones. You guys have a pretty strong front four. What's the relationship like, and how is it having two big dogs to the right of you?
It's pretty good because like most teams don't want to run out the middle.
No,
So,
they're coming to you.
yeah, they just make me and Petey job easier. We don't got to worry about them like coming up the middle. So we know it's gonna come to us most of the time. So just get ready.
Okay, and all right, so we're gonna transition to Coach Tynes. We got a defense lineman right here.
Right.
So you going against this guy
Every
every
day. Every day.
So tell us what's your inside of your purview as an offensive line coach. Who you working with? What are you focusing on?
Well, just to talk about, you talked about Teddy's journey. It started way before summer. Like Teddy came to us as a freshman, and that group of seniors, CJ's in that group as well. Pretty much everybody you guys are talking to this year are in that group. It's not a really big group, but man, it's a special group of guys that have stuck it out and shown a lot of toughness. Teddy came in as a freshman as a undersized offensive lineman. Kind of like a young Desmond Light. To be honest.
Okay, said that. He said it out loud.
And has really put the work in and is lifting now in the front rack in the weight room. Has done everything
Tell him
the
what
right
that means,
way.
Coach.
Means he's strong.
Yeah.
The strongest guys are up there. And just like, and I know you've seen it working with him, he does things the right way. He's really coachable.
Absolutely.
He's going to be in the right place. And that's, really a testament to his work ethic and his character. So I'm really proud of him for that.
And talk to us about your big uglies. I mean, because you do coach that O-line. Talk to us about those guys since we have you on right now.
Okay. One thing that we talk about and I try to preach to those guys and we want to kind of make it our mission is to kind of be the heartbeat of the team, right? To kind of be the hardest working unit. Just part of that position is when you're doing well, you don't hear about it a lot.
Right.
If your name's getting called, it's usually for a negative.
Overworked, underappreciated.
Yeah.
Overworked, underappreciated. The big ugly.
So I mean, they have a good camaraderie with each other, and just again, man, just strong character guys. Great guys to be around. Don't look for credit. They just want to go out and do their job, and when we're successful, they have a smile on their face because, even if they're not getting the individual accolades, they're concerned with our team's success, and that's really all you can ask for from guys that play that position.
Selfless. So I've noticed, Coach, we've moved some pieces around. We've had a little bit of a development as a line. Talk about that journey as an offensive line, and you kind of starting to see it show up with us having more time in the backfield with that new quarterback we have.
Right. Come on the right side of the ball, Garrison Young, Thomas Gerard have played a lot of football for us, and they've continued to improve every year, and they're kind of the leaders up there. They're really calm. you know, I know y'all have had Thomas on, and I'm surprised you could get him to say much.
Yeah, he did though.
You know, we figured if when Garrison's time comes around, he's probably going to try to say he's got to work or something like that.
I got a family barbecue to go
That's
to.
right.
Fake a COVID test or something. But and then on the left side, C.J. Williams played for us last year a lot, and man, C.J.'s got all the potential in the world. He's really talented, and is continuing to grow up and mature and make strides. So he's really good. And then we got Ray Jones that moved over from defense. It was kind of a conversation in the off season with Ray and Teddy.
Yeah, it's never a good conversation. It's always a little uncomfortable.
To move one of those guys to O-line because they deserve to be on the field. The work that they put in.
Oh, okay.
And, Ray kind of jumped in and embraced that. I mean, you jump out there and we throw him at center in the spring, and, man, not only are you learning a new position and having to snap the ball, you got to block Dylan and AJ
That's right.
every day.
Yeah.
So, he kind of embraced that and worked at it. And then Marcus Jacobs was in there at the left guard as well. And Max Grubbs is a senior that has come back to football. He started with these guys and kind of went away from it and came back to it. But, man, he really took care of his body and was in shape, and he's strong and mobile. And he's kind of come in and just was kind of undeniable. He needed to be on the field as well. So we've kind of gotten into a 6-man rotation now. Max has kind of stepped in at center. Ray has moved to that left guard, and Marcus is working the left guard and the center as well. He's receptive to doing whatever he can do to help the team. And, again, man, there's no egos in that room. And to be a good unit, playing O-line, that's kind of what you have to have is guys that don't have ego and are pulling for the team, and that's what we've got. And I'm really proud to be able to coach them.
Absolutely. Well, we have both offense and defense here. I'll start with you, Teddy. What do you expect Franklin Parish to do Friday night? What are you preparing for with that offense?
It's really like they run a lot of zone reads, and so we just gotta stay on our keys, make sure watch the down blocks. And
that quarterback.
Yes, keep contained on the quarterback. Just do our job, and everything should go smooth.
Coach, what about the on the other side of that thing with that defense they run?
Defensively, they've got two really big, good-looking defensive ends. They play them wide and kind of have their hand off the ground standing up. So
one of them 6'3", 260 pounds, 87, Tavon Bell, and 6'3", 245-pound Chris Addison.
Yes, sir. They are pretty. They're long. And they play really well. They're good players. And you would think with them being as wide as they are and standing up that they would be guys, you'd look at it and say, hey, they'll be easy to kick. We can kick those guys out. But they really do a good job of squeezing and kind of wrong shouldering things from that. So they kind of bait you into doing that and still try to make things bounce because they got some guys that can run around on there. They're not as big outside of those two as some of the teams that we've seen and will see down the road, but everything kind of runs through those guys. Really active linebacker. Number 2 is really active. Number 5 is kind of a heavy thumper guy that'll plug and is a physical guy. And then, man, just some guys on the edges and in the secondary that can run around and make plays. They're kind of long and lanky, not real heavy. But they're athletic, and it's going to be a challenge. But hey, that's why you play the game, man. If it was easy, everybody would do it.
Well, another question. That's right. Another question for both of you: the distractions of homecoming, and this being an undefeated team coming in here, that's kind of changed up the narrative of what a normal homecoming game is. Both you guys talk about that. Teddy, you first.
He talking at the pep rally, by the way.
Did he? All
yes,
right.
Indeed. I'm gonna give you a pro tip after you answer that question.
So basically, these guys at practice and stuff, we gotta be even more focused because some guys, their mind don't be on practice. They be talking about what's going on after practice and what's going on at the school. So we just gotta stay focused the whole time, just really listen and stuff.
All right, Coach.
It's just like any other game. you play the game on Friday, so you win the game on Friday, but you earn the right to win the game Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and that's really what we've kind of focused on. I mean, there's a lot of things going on, and the people at school, Amber Coleman and Miss Vester and Miss Phillips and the administration have done a great job making this week special, for our kids with things that are going on. They've had teacher-student Olympics. They had a movie night last night. We got the parade tomorrow. So there's a lot of fun stuff going on, but everything has a time and place.
Okay, I've got another question.
Yes, sir.
Who really won the race? Was it Coach Tucker or was it CJ?
Well, only one of them's limping around. I can say that. But I will say I saw the video, and Coach Tucker got out really, really well. I was impressed. He did, because CJ can run, and he was out.
That's impressive.
I heard the coach's standpoint. What did the players say?
He doing math right now in his head. Do he want to throw you side with his nose?
That's right.
I ain't going to do that. Coach Tynes, I heard him talk about you after practice when we were getting some work in. You were doing a Bible study class. Talk to us about that.
That's something that we do. Started it last year, and I feel like it's important. It's important to me, and we've got some guys that are buying into that. And what we're doing this year is, we always say the Lord's Prayer at the end of practice. And, I don't want that to ever be something that we just kind of go through the motions of, and it's just something that we say, and we don't really know what that means. So that's kind of what we've been doing this season, is just kind of going through line by line and kind of digging into the Word and, the promises that are there and the responsibilities that we have to do things like make sure that hallowed be thy name means something.
Right, right.
As Christians, that we're keeping his name hallowed, not just by, not taking his name in vain, but by the way that we live. People know that we're Christian, that they can see the way that we operate and the way that we deal with people and the way that we deal with situations, that it glorifies his name. And man, the guys are really getting involved. Coach Fitz is over the FCA for Northeast Louisiana.
Outstanding job too.
He is. He's exactly where he needs to be, and he's doing a fantastic job there. And he's gotten us some FCA Bibles and some athletes Bibles and some coaches Bibles that are, man, really use the game and bring in situations that athletes understand. And it's really awesome. And I'm blessed to be able to do it, and feel like it's a privilege and a blessing to be a part of.
Well, guys, I'm very impressed with that too. Thank you for doing that. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for this segment of it. We're going to come back with head football coach Benji Lewis here shortly. Coach and Teddy, man, we'll see you guys Friday night. All right, this is the Benji Lewis Coaches Show, broadcasting live from Catahoula's. We'll be right back.
If you were just in a car crash, the insurance company could already be calling you. Don't talk to them, talk to us. The call is free, and the difference could mean going into debt or getting the settlement you deserve. Pick up the phone and call us right now. Don't wait. Call Creed & Creed, 387-5800. You can count on Creed & Creed. Call today, 387-5800. Remember, Creed & Creed is all you need.
Man, I am so hungry. Do you want to go over to Coney Island?
Yep, but I won't go.
Man, let's go to Coney Island. I'm hungry. I know you like chili dogs, so let's go over to Coney Island.
Let's go to Coney Island Connection.
But Jack, they're all the same.
No, they not either. When I come out there, I'm full and I'm happy.
Okay, well, guess what? I guess we're going to Coney Island Connection.
Let's go, brother. We're on the way.
All right.
Stop by Coney Island Connection, right here on the corner of North 7th and Arkansas Road.
Football fans, are you ready to score big this season? Johnny's Pizza House is the winning play for every game day with our new Pizza Squad Rewards app. Download it now from johnnysph.com/app and get in the game with $5 off your first in-app order. Every order earns you loyalty points, so you can rack up rewards faster than a running back hitting the end zone. Save your favorite orders, track your deliveries, and enjoy exclusive offers, all at your fingertips. Visit johnnysph.com/app. Enjoy the Pizza Squad today. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice of game day glory.
The staff at Community Health is all about service to the community. That's, we're trying to provide access to affordable, quality health care. And so with access comes service. And so you can't do that without having good staff.
If you or a loved one have been the victim of medical negligence or a drug injury, we can help. Do what thousands of satisfied clients have done. Call Jeff Guerrero, the injury attorney, and go Guerrero.
Hi, I'm Melanie, class of 2018.
Hi, I'm Matthew, class of 2020. And our dad owns Mellis Towing.
We don't want your arm and leg, we just want your toe.
343-9998.
Go on!
Hey, football fans! Why do you think every generation since 1948 keeps coming back to Tillman Tire? Quality tires at competitive prices, sure, but our service is what keeps them coming back year after year. Tillman customers know we'll do the job right the first time and have you on your way fast. Come see us for tires and brakes Monday through Saturday. Tillman Tire and Wheel, Cypress Street, West Monroe, and Highway 80 Monroe.
Tillman Tire!
A proud sponsor of high school football.
Welcome back to the Benji Lewis Coaches Show. We're broadcasting live from Catahoula's Restaurant, joined back again with head football coach Benji Lewis and our Lee Edwards Mazda sideline guy, Mr. Chris Lewis.
There he is.
You know, we gave you a week off, and what'd you do on your week off?
Well, I enjoy my kids. That's
Okay, all right, good answer. And of course, Des joins us again here. So, all right, Coach
Finally.
Franklin, finally, he said it out loud. He said finally.
That's how you gonna do me?
Did you? He did that. All right, Coach, let's talk about these Franklin Parish Patriots.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna tell you what I think about Franklin Parish. I think that I heard an interview that Coach Burnett did this week, and he talked about building for this team, but not just basically singing the accolades of this team, but the junior and senior groups leading up to this team. They had a tough year last year in that they had a young man that I think he signed at Tulane that got hurt early in the year.
Wow.
That was a tremendous wide receiver for him. And, losing him, they lost a tough game or two and then went out, I know, before they really thought they were going to go out in the playoffs. This team here is built, I think, with the new district alignments and things like that, could very well run out, their schedule. Now, obviously, we're going to have something to say about Friday night.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think every game is a game that they're favored in, So for us, our guys, I told them, I said, this is a tremendous PowerPoint game. I don't think that's a knock on Franklin Parish at all, as much as you need to understand what's at stake.
Can I tell you something, Coach? Your players are listening to you.
Yes, they
got
are.
up here and said that one thing. Mike asked him about about the games coming up in district. He said, you know what? We thinking about
Games at a
Friday,
time.
Yeah.
and if we beat them Friday, it could potentially turn into a lot of PowerPoints to help in district.
Look at that.
Some of it's it's sinking through.
But look, they have a tremendous team, man.
Yeah.
They have a new defensive coordinator this year, offensive coordinator Cedric Sherrod, and obviously head coach Adrian Burnett are the same. They brought in a new defensive coordinator and a guy that I actually think a lot of. He's cut his chops here. He was a junior high coach. He moved up with Coach Tank Washington at Carroll. Was at Wassman for 2 previous years, and this is his first year at Franklin Parish, and that's Greg Boxley. Coach Boxley does a tremendous job defensively, and he's got some tools there, to work with. To start out with, I mean, and a lot of guys would just like having this, but Chris Addison, junior defensive end, man, he's 6'3", 245.
Yep.
You listen to anybody that does that kind of prognosticating, they're going to say he's in the top 100 in his class for next year, in all positions. Tremendous athlete. They use him on offense as well. On the other side of him, number 87, Tavon Bell, another junior. Tavon Bell's 6'3", 260. So they're bookended.
Yeah,
6'3", 250, 260, guys. And they play those guys and expect those guys to do a lot of things. They both play offense and defense.
And then you look at the guys in the middle, they're 6 foot 235. Yeah. I mean, that whole front four is amazing.
They've done a great job in the back end. Number 9, Jacoby Brooks, has really shown himself a lot. And their weak side safety, their boundary safety, Trey Martin, number 3. I was talking about, how they kind of play him, and he's a kid that flies up and makes some plays for him.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you another guy that you'll see run around, and what I notice about him, and he makes a lot of plays, but I just when I look at a young man like that playing, it's effort, and that's number 2. He's their linebacker. He is a senior, 5'6", 165 at a linebacker, but man, he's always running. He's always running. And Carl Williams is that guy that I think, to me, it looks like he's the heartbeat of it, that they feed off of that. He's a senior. He's a leader. Maybe
Is he a scraper, or is he one of those guys that'll shoot a gap?
he's a box guy. Yeah, he's
Gotcha.
going to shoot that gap.
Gotcha.
You know, they're expecting those ends to kind of keep it inside of them, and so he's able to run B gap to B gap. You
Got
know,
it.
and does a really, really good job with that. So Coach Boxley has a lot of weapons there, you know, to utilize, and they've done a great job this year. You know, I think they, I don't know if they gave up a score to West Jeff, 21 to St. Fred's. Obviously, Calvary Baptist was the 32-29 game. And
But the fact they beat them.
yeah, I mean, to hold an offense like Calvary Baptist to 29 says a lot, you know, says a lot. And then last week they shut out Caldwell, or it was 48-7, actually was what it was, with that touchdown coming late. So they've done a great job on defense. But probably the most impressive thing is the numbers they're putting up on offense, you know. And I was saying, you know, a lot of people see them in four wides and trips and dubs and things like that, and they say, well, they must sling it all around. It's not that they can't, but their quarterback's averaging well over 150, 175 yards rushing a game, you know, throwing for about 115. So they want to get it done on the ground.
They
They're
want to
averaging
spread-
as an offense almost 300 yards rushing a game.
So they spreading you out to run the ball, run the zone read.
That's absolutely right.
And that quarterback's a good-looking one, too. Ellis, 6'2",
And look,
175.
another junior. He's
A
a
junior,
junior.
right.
Yeah. So their quarterback right here, he is 6'2", 175, Desiree Ellis. I'm just reading his stats out. He's about a 50% passer. He's I can't read that in the red, but he's got about
509 passing.
Yeah, 500 passing yards.
10 TDs.
Yeah, but he's 373 rush yards with 7 touchdowns.
touchdowns. So he's accounted for 17 touchdowns.
I mean, when you put the percentage to it, he's a lot of their offense.
Yeah.
You know, he's a ton of their offense. Another thing that they have that you say, oh yeah, we can take advantage of that, but I think he does a really good job as their running back as a freshman. Okay.
Neal.
Yeah, Neal. Daniel Neal. He's got 305 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns himself. So he does a very good job. He doesn't play or run like a freshman, you know.
Wow.
And then to me, the spark plug there is number 8, Malik Credit, the slot. He's got, you know, 8 receptions, 177 yards to these games.
5 touchdowns.
5 touchdowns, you know. And they're looking for him, and they're you know, got to get it times. That's who they're looking for. But look, they've got number 11 is also a freshman, Kieran Jones. He does a good job. Number 10, Caden Seals, has 2 receiving touchdowns himself. You know, they do a lot with those guys. But I think the heartbeat of that offense goes through that quarterback and what he can do with his feet.
They seem to be pretty big on that O-line, too. Caldwell is 6'2", 280. Callaway, 6'4", 325. Coach, that's a big team.
Yeah, Caldwell is what I feel like is their best offensive lineman. You know, he's a young man that his mom moved over and is teaching there. He went to Mangum last year, and so he's there, and he's a heck of an offensive lineman. Does a really, really good job for them. So I think in previous years that may have been something they lacked a little bit, and they've shored that up. And so in a lot of regards, they're a complete team, and like I said, a team that they feel like, and rightfully so, they can make a run for it, you know.
And they'd like to get some clout by beating Ouachita on homecoming.
Well, we hope that don't happen.
No, absolutely.
Not. Well, right. you know, one of the things, too, is, and I'm sure the way Coach Burnett used that Calvary being the 41-point favorite, you know, there's no respect on. He got his team fired up. Oh, yeah. It's going to be the same against Ouachita.
Yeah.
These people don't respect you. They're going to play you for homecoming.
He's rinsing and repeating that message.
That's right.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I mean, I think that opened eyes, and so, you know, our kids know. We talk about it. There's about as many people picking Franklin Parish as there is to be Ouachita, but I told them, you know, nobody's got the pen to the book that writes your story. You know, you write your own story.
Right.
Nobody's writing it
Correct.
for you. And what we have to battle with, obviously, is the homecoming week and everything that goes along with that, and complacency, you know, and to just make them realize no matter what we did, a win over Sterlington's not going to do anything for us this week. You know, nothing. So we've got to keep that in mind. As a coach, you know, you always say, man, I hate homecoming. I don't. You know, I don't. I think if you do a good job of managing the expectations of what they're supposed to do and be at homecoming, I love, you know, wherever I'm at, I love for people to come back and see the program and see the facilities and see what's changed and tell the old stories and And let's be honest, buy tickets at the gate
That's
too.
right.
You know,
That's right.
Yeah.
I
Coach,
like that.
What have you done to keep your kids focused?
Well, the
I know
biggest
this homecoming
thing is
week with all those
always
activities
talking
going
about it,
on.
man. Like every day, you can't tell them on Monday and then let a Tuesday go and they go to the movies and do a backflip there and break their wrist. You know,
Yeah.
you got to tell them in everything, hey, you know, go be a part. Don't miss it because you get 4 of these as a student, 4
Yeah.
homecoming weeks. You know, don't miss it, but also understand it's about a lot bigger than you. It's not you. You're not there to perform. Okay. Let the festivities happen, be a part of them, be involved in it, and create a story later on that you do want to tell.
You still have a job to do.
That's right. Yeah.
Absolutely. Coach,
Yeah.
you talked about the quarterback and him being a lot of their offense.
Mhm.
When you game planning for a player like that, what's the message to the players?
Keep him contained. You know, I think when you see him, a lot of what he's done, he's been able to create. It's not necessarily a play that's designed to go where he took it. He's a very good guy at eluding, contain, and taking it where it needs to go. Maybe not where it's drawn.
Where it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
Right.
So then
That's
what
right.
does that do for players that on the backside? I noticed when you got a quarterback that'll do that,
Yeah.
you got to stay home a little bit longer.
Yeah, you got a trail, and we talk about, you know, going to his upfield shoulder, his back upfield shoulder, or keeping width on that if you're working from his face. You know, we've got to do those things, and to be honest with you, it hadn't happened that way in the previous 4 weeks. You know, you got a good team in Calvary that they didn't do it.
How do you simulate that in practice?
Well, I'm gonna tell you who, and he'll be a name that as the years go on, we're gonna talk about him a lot.
Really?
And that is our freshman player that simulated him this week, and that is Makai Wilkins.
Makai, okay.
Makai Wilkins.
Now Makai, and he wouldn't mind me saying this, he can't throw a ball from here to the next table.
So he got time to learn. It's
But I told him, he said, "What do I do and how do I do it?" I said, "Anytime you want to pull the ball down and run, just run it wherever you want to run it." And that's what he's been doing. And he's had some good runs this week, you know. And I told him, just enjoy it, man. This is your chance to kind of go up against the ones, be a playmaker. And I mean, they've done a good job most all the time, but he's had a run or two here or there. And look, he doesn't mind it. That's the thing about him.
Yeah.
And I'm really, really happy to be able to give him a shout out, because a lot of those guys do those things and they get no recognition for being a scout team guy. He's doing it right now this week. We've had a lot, you know, I think every week except one, our offensive scout team guy has been a freshman.
Yeah.
Which is tremendous.
It is.
You know,
It
it's
is.
tremendous.
And you're talking about the guy that gets that jersey.
Yeah, the black jersey.
The black
we
jersey.
give the black jerseys out every week to all our scout team and players of the week in the game. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, Coach, I know you've got a big week planned, and Friday night is going to be here before we know it.
Yep.
Best of luck to you, and any final thoughts, Des, Chris?
Good luck this weekend.
Absolutely.
Good luck. I look forward to being on the sideline with the momentum just being absolutely crazy.
I'm jealous of
Absolutely
that.
right. I know, me too. He gets
Hey,
his
I love-
job
I
in the
mean,
house.
I get to hear it all, see it all, and I'm telling you, it's wonderful.
All right.
How you down there?
Well, you've been tuned into the Benji Lewis Coaches Show, broadcasting live from Catahoulas. We will see you Friday night at the Lions Den. 6:30 is we'll go on with the pregame Coaches Show, and at 7 o'clock is kickoff. Hope to see you there. You've been tuned into the Benji Lewis Coaches Show. We'll see you next week.
Randall Garvin's Captain Avery Seafood and Specialty Meats is now open. 2 incredible and delicious institutions now under one roof. Fresh cut steaks, stuffed meats, and wraps.
He's got fresh seafood of every kind, along with boiled shrimp, barbecue ribs, sausage, and chicken. Plus, there's always grab-and-go dishes if you're not cooking.
Randall's is also taking ham and turkey orders for the holidays.
Randall's Captain Avery Seafood and Specialty Meats, 1 block off 165 at 2607 Fur Rand, Monroe.
The last hailstorm, we called Weather Pro. They came out very quickly, inspected the house, did everything we needed to do, took care of all the paperwork, and took care of it quickly. After that was done, they cleaned up everything and didn't have to worry about anything. There was no hassle, no nothing. It was great. They did a very professional job. I would highly recommend them for any job that you have for roofing needs.
Man, I am so hungry. Do you want to go over to Coney Island?
Yep, but I won't go.
Man, let's go to Coney Island. I'm hungry. I know you like chili dogs, so let's go over to Coney Island.
Let's go to Coney Island Connection.
But Jack, they're all the same.
No, they not either. When I come out there, I'm full and I'm happy.
Okay, well, guess what? I guess we're going to Coney Island Connection.
Let's go, brother. We on the way.
All right.
Stop by Coney Island Connection, right here on the corner of North 7th and Arkansas Road.